Hi, I'm Yoko. Today, I'm going to share 3-ingredient plant cheese recipe. I made vegan cheese just from 3 ingredients. This cheese is packed with plant protein and has a deep fermented flavor. Plus, I also share easy caprese and green onion spread recipe using this vegan cheese. This is plant-based and gluten-free, but it's so creamy and flavorful. You'll be surprised how easy this can be made. So, let's dive in. As a main ingredient of this recipe, I'm going to use silken soft tofu. This is the softest kind of tofu. You can use firm tofu instead, but soft tofu has most delicate and smooth texture, and that's what I'm going for. So first, I'm going to drain all the excess water out of tofu. Wrap the tofu with a paper towel and place it in a container. I recommend a container rather than a plate because there's gonna be a lot of water out. Then place another container or plate over the tofu. I'm placing some weights over it. Here I'm using flute. Now let's set this in the fridge for at least a few hours, or preferably overnight. I like to start draining the day before I make this vegan cheese so that I can make a very thick and creamy cheese. Meanwhile, I'm going to make marinade. Into a small bowl, I'm going to add 6 tablespoons of miso paste and 1 tablespoon of maple syrup. And I'm gonna mix well to combine. So on the next day, the plenty of water should be released from the tofu. I'm going to discard all the water and unwrap the paper towel. Here I'm squeezing gently to drain last drop of water. But the soft tofu is very delicate, so please be careful not to break it. Now I'm going to wrap the tofu with dry paper towel. I'm placing the tofu over the paper towel and cutting out the 4 corners. And I'm going to wrap the tofu tightly. To this, I'm going to spread the miso paste mixture over the paper towel. I'm going to cover all the sides of the tofu block. By doing this, I can marinate the tofu, and the tofu is gonna absorb all the flavor from the miso paste. By wrapping the tofu with paper towel first, I can remove miso marinade easily later. Make sure to cover all the sides. Now marinated tofu go back to the fridge and let it sit for overnight. Or if you have time, you can let it sit in a fridge up to a few days. On the next day or after a few days, the vegan cheese should be ready to be enjoyed. Let's remove all the exterior, and I'm going to cut into slices. This recipe is very simple, but it does take time. But as time passes, the flavor deepens and creamier it gets. You'll be surprised how texture and the flavor changes over time. If you are wondering, you can reuse the miso paste that I used for the marinade. Just remove the miso paste from the paper towel. This is a bit sweet, but you can use this for any recipe called for miso paste, like soups, dressing, or stir fries. Special dressings, like ginger miso dressing, is perfect for this miso marinade because it has already sweetness in it. So now, let's enjoy your 3-ingredient easy vegan cheese like you do with your mozzarella or cream cheese. This plant-based cheese is going to be perfect with side of cracker or veggies, or even with glass of wine or sake. So using this, I'm going to share my favorite salad recipe, which is this cheesy tofu caprese. It's very simple. I'm going to cut the tomato into half-moon shape and julienne the basil leaves. I like to roll the leaves and cut into julienne strips. And now let's place tomatoes and slice the tofu cheese onto a plate. I'm going to garnish this with julienne basil leaves. To this, I'm going to drizzle some extra virgin olive oil. I like the one with bitter and a bold flavor, and balsamic glaze, which is cooked and reduced balsamic vinegar. If you need, sprinkle some flaky salt to top this off. Now this dish is ready to be served on the table. This is going to be the perfect appetizer or side that makes everyone happy. This is also perfect for parties or potluck too. But in case you need something to dip in, I'm going to share this cheesy green onion spread recipe. I'm going to start with slicing green onions. All I need is 2 tablespoons worth of sliced green onion. For this recipe, I'm going to use half of the vegan cheese that I made, and I'm going to mash this with back of my fork until it gets nice and smooth. To this, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of sliced green onions, 2 teaspoons of olive oil, 1 teaspoon of rice vinegar, and ½ teaspoon of garlic powder. I'm going to mix well to combine. Let's give a taste test and add pinches of salt for your liking. I'm going to serve this in a bowl and garnish with extra green onion slices. This tastes so good, just by dipping crackers, veggies, or even fries. But what I like to do is making a sandwich with this. Today I'm making open-faced sandwich. Onto a pieces of toast, I'm going to spread thick layer of this green onion spread and place crunchy veggie over it. Today I'm using sliced radishes, but cucumbers, carrots, or any crunchy veggies works just great as well. And I'm going to top these off with sprouts and hemp seeds. Now this plant protein-packed, flavorful toast is ready to be enjoyed. You can make ahead this spread and whip up delicious and nutritious meals so quick. This spread is going to be perfect creamy base for any kind of sandwich. So try with your favorite fillings. I hope you enjoyed 3-ingredient plant cheese recipe. This recipe is very easy and simple, but it's packed with plant-based protein and has deep fermented flavor from miso paste. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching and see you in the next one. Bye!